Mark, there's a lot of ground to cover, a lot of unanswered questions. There's the political angle to this story. There's an angle that we started discussing earlier, that two different attacks might be connected. There was, of course, the attack at Charlie Hebdo, with the shooters killing 12 people, the same people who are currently, the same attackers who are now currently holed up inside a printing press there at Dammartin-Goël. And just yesterday morning, there was a shooting that killed a policewoman just south of Paris, and the latest word we're getting is those two events are connected.
Right. This is some announcement that was made not as explicitly, but by the Interior Minister, who was in charge of the police, around 10 a.m. this morning. He gave a statement saying important progress had been made in the investigation in the second shooting that has not captured as much attention. As you said, one policeman died, a policewoman died, and the policeman is seriously injured. And it was apparently a single shooter, and it seems from what we are hearing and getting that there are some connections between those two attacks, whether it is personal connection between the perpetrators, or if there is some kind of coordination between those attacks. Both were shootings, so the modus operandi, obviously one was more sophisticated than the other one, but it will obviously be interesting to see. What we know is that French officials are now talking about a terrorist threat. This comes against the backdrop of French officials from the very top, the President Hollande, just a couple of minutes ago, saying France had foiled several terrorist plots very recently, and French officials have been saying this, so they obviously have more information by definition than we have, and so maybe in those two attacks they see a pattern that they've seen before. One other point is the French president, in his remarks, he went to the Interior Minister for basically a pep talk with the police officials. He said that France had witnessed several serious incidents. Some that didn't happen, but he also mentioned incidents around Christmas where cars barge into pedestrians, and in some cases some people were killed. There was a lot of confusion around those incidents, but the fact that the president is making reference to this, it's obviously to talk about the need for security, but maybe there is a pattern and not only a tragic isolated terrorist act, and this is why there's a lot of worry in France, but also in Europe. We saw a very senior British official intelligence saying that there were indications of very serious terrorist plots against Europe. So this is obviously the broader picture. Now the focus is on this hostage situation, but it seems that it didn't happen in a vacuum, and that there might be links to other attacks that did happen or that did not happen.